Probably gonna take me, I don't know.
So we got a paint room, all mixing cups and all the toners to make all the colors that you can think of.
Was this set up like this when you got it, or did you do this?
No, I set it all up myself, made this little room. It was like very shallow and pretty small.
So do you have to order paint then from PPG, or is there
So-
a rep comes in and looks and says, hey, you need this?
Yeah, either or. It's a buddy of mine, so sometimes he comes in, otherwise I order it. So just pretty much everything there. And then got a computer set up, so I got, you know, can look up, do this color.
You want to look up a paint code?
Yeah, so this is the paint code here, 070. It's for Toyota, which is pearl white, and there's multiple variances for one color. So one color is not just one color.
Right.
It's, you know, these are all different shades of that color.
Can you tell those apart?
Yeah, you could be able. I mean, it tells what it is.
Oh.
So I'll go back. So there's your prime, and then you have a darker yellow flop. If you just read them.
Oh, yellow flop.
Yep. So these are all the ones in the key card.
Yeah.
There's little swatches and chips that you can look at that are already pre-done from PPG. So and then there's special ones that people have made for, you know, specific Highlander, Sienna.
So they aren't all the same.
Yeah. So I mean they're all totally different.
So even a Highlander can have just a different shade of gray from one year to the next.
Yep. You'd be a little. Yeah. Yeah. You can't. Not one car is. If you paint the same color on one car, it won't be the same on the next.
So let's say, can you look up the paint code for my car?
Yeah.
So I know it's an SK.
What brand?
Ford.
Okay.
Because they couldn't find it.
Teal metallic, teal mist.
Teal metallic.
And I'll say the years. If
And
you want to go off the year. What year is it?
95.
So we want to go with this one.
Yep.
Well, either one. Probably doesn't matter actually. So then there's prime. But since there's two, we'll go back to the other one. It's prime. So sometimes they do that and they have a variance. So
And how do you know
can
what
click
it is?
on that. Click on that since there's only one. And then it'll tell you everything.
Might zoom in on that.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
So
everything you have to
so
do.
then so that's just for 1 ounce. So say we need oh crap.
So you need like 8 ounces of that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I'll just say we want 8 ounces. So I'll calculate it of how many parts and/or grams to put in the cup.
So you can mix that paint right now, right
Yep,
there.
I can mix it right now. And then what's nice about this system, it's the newest one they have, you can hit cost and see how much it costs.
For 8 ounces, $71.
For 8 ounces, 71 bucks, 72 bucks, you know.
Dang.
So I can go back. I just painted a Chevy truck that I think it was $10 an ounce.
Jeez. So say when somebody comes in, like, say you're restoring a car for back to the 50s and painting it.
Yep.
How much does that paint cost compared to trying to match?
It all depends on the color, you know, and obviously you got to think of your quantity.
Yeah.
You know, that's more of, if you're doing a complete, your quantity is crazier than anything. That wasn't
So $10 an ounce, that's crazy. And how much would that cover, you think?
it. Well, even this gray, I mean, this is a gray, it's $6.22 an ounce. So that's, a lot of people don't know when you want to get a car painted, they're like, oh, it's so expensive. You know,
Paint's expensive.
Paint's expensive. And that's just for the color. And that's not even my markup. And that's not even with reducer. That doesn't count
Dang.
reducer. That's just
Or
mixing
clear
up.
or anything, right?
Yeah, none of that.
How much is clear an ounce?
It all depends. So, I'll show you kind of, I got different. So I got DC 2000, which is a very fast clear. It can air dry at 72 degrees. It can air dry in an hour. You can buff it in an hour. coat and a half.
So that's more expensive, right?
It's more expensive, but on the production standpoint, you got it. It outweighs the variables. If I want a car out today, I use that.
So then you don't have to wait like till tomorrow.
Yeah. So if I have like a 1 to 3 panel car and I want to get it out today, I can get it up.
Right on.
You know. So and this is my cheaper stuff for dealership because they want their prices a little bit cheaper. So this is it's super cheap. So this is almost $400 for a kit. Hardener in a gallon. This is $60. Technically, it's less than $60. It's like $55 for a kit.
Wow.
So, and then this is what I use for DC 3000. That's what I use for all my insurance jobs. It's just a speed production clear. It's not as fast as the 2000. You know, possibly if you painted something in the beginning of the day, you could buff it.
Maybe at the end of the day.
End of the day, it'd be good. So
and reducers.
So yeah, it varies. I mean, just think of that. It varies that much. You know, $60 for a kit to almost $400 a kit. But you know, it outweighs stuff. You know, so I wish I could find that that one red. Oh my gosh, that was just crazy expensive.
But everything you do is PPG.
Yeah.
Is there a better paint or company that does it?
I don't know. I've sprayed almost everything. So I've sprayed PPG solvent, PPG water, Spies solvent, Spies water, DuPont, Sikkens, RM. And they're all very similar.
So like you do water-based stuff and like whatever they call it, solvent-based or.
What do you mean?
Like water-based paint or
oil-based paint? These are all solvent.
Okay.
So, I mean, people say it's better. I don't know. I don't necessarily agree. I've used both. But
right. It's probably less harmful maybe for the environment.
Well, it doesn't. Yeah. I mean, yeah. People try to sell it like that, but it doesn't really matter because you're using a solvent-based sealer. So underneath the base is solvent. You're gonna use
solvent anyway.
So you say if you use water on top of it, that's fine. And then you use a solvent-based clear. So, I mean, it might be a touch better, but I mean, it doesn't really matter technically. So, it's good for like spot-in jobs. Like you can see, like it dry off the card. So if you spray water, on it. And you're blowing it because you got to blow at an angle on it.
Yeah.
You'll see it sheet away.
Oh.
Like you'll watch it dry right in front of you.
Wow.
Like you'll just, which solvent takes maybe a touch longer.
Right.
But I mean, they're pretty close. Just depends what you want. Price wise and stuff like that's always different.
A lot of battery.
Sealed it. This is my first coat of base. Usually what I do, this little trick, is when you seal it, you're going to have kind of a little halo line from the sealer, from the base. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. But, so what I do is I usually nib it. They call it nibbing. So what happens is if your sealer's dirty or your base is dirty, if you nib it, it'll pop those out. So say, you see that little white speck, so if you didn't sand that and you based over it and then you cleared it and buffed it, that might pop out.
Might show through.
Yep. So I just give it a quick, this is 1200 grit. Just give it a quick by hand. You won't see any of these scratches in the paint. Then you can see imperfections and stuff. Sand some of them off. Black's kind of forgiving, so.
We always say that's the hardest one to do, but just to make it look flat?
No, it's not. I'd say it's the easiest one to do, I think. but I mean, it depends what they're talking about. If you want it flat. So, and that's it. So then we'll tack that. We got some more panels to do.
So how much is this job running them?
What's that?
How much does this job cost?
Costs? Like,
Yeah.
well, I haven't figured out the total yet, but.
But did you have to pull dents out or anything?
No, this was just some rust scabs, and I fixed it inside the door. Did some other small things. So see, like right here, you see all those little dust particles.
Yeah.
So just think if you didn't hit that,
Those would stick out.
those would stick out. Plus, if you clear it, the thing would just be dirty as heck. So I've been doing this for forever, pretty much. Just giving it a quick nib, then you just tack it. It's kind of the main trick to get a clean paint job.
Yeah. Because after that sealer goes on.
Yeah. Just knock everything down. Black's easy, so I'll just give it a coat and a coat. Let it dry, then it'll be ready for clear.
So what have you put on here for paints already? Or
For material or whatever?
yeah, material.
So I did an etching primer,
Yep.
which is a 2K. I had a lot of bare metal that I didn't like, so I put etching primer on it, let that sit, then sealer, then black base coat. So
Does the color of the primer matter at all?
not necessarily, but it will save you money if you do a particular color to what your base color is. So say if I was painting silver, I really wouldn't want a black.
Right.
Because you're going opposite ways, and you really wouldn't want a white.
You want a gray or something
Yeah,
that's
so you
close
want-
to the base.
So that helps your coverage for your color. Plus, it essentially, like we looked up earlier, it'll save money as far as how much you're putting on and how much you're using. So it'll just save you money in the long run. So I just put a dark sealer on, obviously, black. This is just one coat, and essentially it's covered.
Like, what about that where it's like shiny and shows through? Do you have to re-sand it or anything?
No, it's some of the spots are shiny, but as long as it's smooth.
But if you can't feel anything, usually you're good to go, right?
Yep. It'll feel all your imperfection.
Is black, or is there different colors of black too?
Oh yeah, there's different colors of black. Well, we'll mix. I still have mixed colors, so
Oh, nice. That would be good.
we can do that. But then too, yeah, I mean black. I think I pulled up. There's pink, white, green, red. Depending on the maker and manufacturer and what kind of black it is, it's not just black. There's black. Obviously, black toner is your most prevalent toner in there, but it's definitely not the only one.
So how much time do you have in this vehicle right now?
Worked on it yesterday, did body work. Probably got where I'm at right now, probably 4 hours. Something like that.
And rust repair in there too.
Yeah, and rust repair. Yeah, probably 4 hours for sure. Probably 4 hours.
But did you have to do welding?
No, didn't have to do any welding.
You just take out the rust and then use a filler on it?
No, I kind of do. I don't use welding anymore.
How dare you!
I used to when I was first starting this. I think everybody did because they didn't have Panelon around. Panelon's a two-part epoxy that's like industrial strength, which they have when you glue on a quarter panel. That's what
Right.
you use. So, I mean, it's actually stronger than a weld. Plus, you gotta think too, if you're welding on top of rusty metal and stuff, there's stuff behind there that you can't paint or seal.
Right.
So why weld it when you can just glue it?
And then you don't have to worry about heat moving the metal at all
Yeah, I mean,
anymore.
you have better chances of using panel bond and like an epoxy that's similar like that for it to last longer. So that's kind of why not too many people weld in patches anymore because you can.
Nobody does it.
Yeah. Plus, for one, it takes longer. So say I want to cut a big chunk out of here.
Yeah.
Put one in there. Well, you know, welding. I mean, these are just 10.
Right.
I mean, you got to go here, back and forth,
Yep.
That's all day.
I did it on my car. Yeah.
And
That
if
was
you
the-
glue it, you can just screw some sheet metal screws in there, let it sit for a night, come back, take them out, put some more glue over the top of the holes, grind it down, filler it.
So how do you get it to attach though? You know what I mean? Like you cut the panel.
So say, we'll just say a smaller hole. So say a smaller hole, whatever, this long.
Oh, so you put a screw on either side on the back.
Yeah, like 4 corners at least, you know. So say
Yep.
if it was lower than that body line, I'd probably put 1 or 2 there, you know, 1 or 2 here.
And then the thickness of the metal is.
Yeah.
Then that's what we use as basically a backer and
Yeah.
just panel bond it.
Yeah.
And then you take that steel off, or it stays in there
Oh,
behind.
it'll stay in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just give it a quick, obviously over sanding, but not a big deal. Just give it a quick scuff, tag it, and then when you base your next coat on here, it's gonna come out clean. Well, at least you hope. Usually does.
Yeah. So then,
9 times out of 10 it does.
how long do you keep tack cloth around? Like use it, like change it out.
You know, when it's dirty, so I just. I like
It's
to
not
pull-
tacky anymore than you
Yeah,
like. Okay.
well, I mean, when it's dirty, you know.
You can tell.
So I usually fold it up so I can use it multiple times.
Right.
So, you know, if I have a black and then I'm painting a white, well, I don't want my black stuff
Right. Smearing on.
to be on the black side of a white car.
Right.
That will for sure come off. And you're working backwards and not forwards. Yeah, just give it a good tack. I like to go over it a few times.
So you only had to put sealer in here and around
Yeah.
the bottom.
Yeah, bottom and a little bit right here.
So you don't have to worry about so much the base, or do you nib after you do the base too?
No, should be good after that. After this one-time nibbing process, usually you're good. Unless you have like a random big chunk or something.
But usually when it's in a booth like this, you're good,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. You always want to just blow out every crevice and stuff like that. You know, around windows.
Oh yeah.
You know, around gas doors. You know, that's where you're gonna get your dirt in the long run. So you want to keep that as clean as possible. Do as much as you can. Because I mean, just think. I mean, prep work. Everybody says prep work's the biggest thing, which it is. It's probably 95% of the work. For one, technically I'm painting, but I'm still sanding.
Right.
You know, I'm standing till almost the end of the procedure. You know? So like I said, I'll do 1 more coat of base on here, maybe 2, and then I shouldn't have to sand anymore, and then clear coat.
You know, why would people color sand just to?
Color sand is mainly for single stage urethanes.
Oh, okay.
So say if this was a single stage urethane, like black would be everywhere, like all over the walls and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's mainly for like kind of, a lot of people get away from that nowadays, especially nowadays. You know, I've done it before. People think that you can get a black looking deeper if you color sand and then clear over it and blah blah blah. It's a older generation mentality as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
So, but yeah, we'll just go grab our base, go mix some base.
Oh, you can spray it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.